So I'm gonna play one song. This is to bring a sense of nostalgia.
Okay.
I'm wondering that if you know this song as well, Jesse. Do you know this song?
I think I know, but I cannot recognize.
Okay.
Nope. Sorry. Nope. Cannot recognize.
You don't know?
Your old songs might be different from my old song.
Angela Chan.
Angela 张韶涵啊。Oh, okay, I know.
Wow, this song brings so many memories.
I can only remember the chorus part, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this is supposed to be my favorite song even until now. Whenever
What do you
I
mean
hear
supposed
this
to be?
song.
Is it or is it not?
Because you know this is an old song, and right now I'm listening to another song. I just
So
let
you have
me-
changed your love for this song. Is that correct?
Yes, but every time I hear this song, my love. Like,
Oh, it will touch your soul again. I see. Oh, okay.
Yes. You know, the first time I hear this song, I think that when I was 10, when I was 10, because I watched the drama
Shit.
before. Yeah, I watched the drama, the Chinese drama.
You
of
were
this.
10 when you listened to this song. I think I was in Form 5. So I'm 7 years
Form
senior than you,
5?
right? Wait,
Wow,
how old are
okay.
you?
I need to censor about this. If not, then your age will be leaked.
It's okay. It's okay. I am aging very gracefully. I'm quite proud of myself.
Um, I'm
No, wait, how old
17.
are you? No, wait,
I'm
how old?
17. 17 plus 8
You're 25 this year.
plus 1.
26. I'm
Yes.
10 years older than you.
Wow, okay. I didn't expect that one. You are already 36. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, I am 36.
Oh my god.
I'm still very proud of my age. Sorry. 36 is like
Yeah.
prime time.
Yeah, luckily that you have a, you know, like a
Youth,
such a baby,
youth. I know.
such a baby face, something like that. So you can drink one.
Yeah, I can tipu orang, just go around. I'll just tell anybody I'm 26 years old. I think people will agree. Like, ooh.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Woohoo! Okay, the second song finally finished. So right now we
Let's
are
go.
about to start. Are you ready to rock?
Okay, rock and roll.
Okay, hi, welcome back to UBA FM because learning is always fun. Okay, how are you today, guys? All our viewers, all our friends. I hope that you have a really nice weekend. Yeah, and then back to me again, Michael, and I will keep you company this afternoon for 45 minutes through our live podcast UBA FM episode 3. Okay, we're gonna chat and share experiences, updates on the current issues as well, and then another thing is also um, I will give you tips and trick so that will be useful for you later on. So stay with us and we will make your learning become fun. All right. So today I'm bringing you our executive program advisor. If you see on the screen, which screen? Here. Yeah. Okay, this side you see this beautiful lady, but like she had mentioned her age also, and then you know that she's not single anymore. So don't try to become naughty one, huh? Okay. So she's from Kuala Lumpur. Please welcome Jessie Liu.
Hello, hi everyone. This is Jessie. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, UBA, for having me. Right, I hope everyone have already planned a wonderful weekend ahead. Right, so
Yes.
here we will share a lot more about experience and updates and
Exactly.
whatnot. So I am the UBA Executive Program Advisor based in KL, right? So that means if there's any students or graduate who have any problems or any inquiries or anyone who's interested to understand more about UBA's executive program, I will be the one who will be assisting you, talk to you, discuss with you what's your goal, what's your requirement, and how
Is it-
UBA can bring you forward with your plans in life.
Exactly. Is it maybe they will ask question. Is it can I book my appointment with this Miss JC anytime?
Oh, of course you can. Very specific time, only over weekend. So Saturday
Okay.
between 4 to 6 o'clock or
Alright.
Sunday 2 to 4 p.m. Right. So these are
Alright.
the 4 hours that is a dedicated time for anyone who's interested in understanding or would like to enroll with UBA on the executive program. So I'll be there to assist you, talk to you. Yeah, so make an appointment with me and then we
Yes.
will roll from there.
And believe me, she's very professional, so you won't get disappointed once you make appointment with her. Alright?
Yep.
So anyhow, how's life JC in KL since
KL?
you're living in KL, right?
Yeah, well, KL is getting more livelier, right? Since the RMCO, people are flocking
Yes.
out right now,
Yeah.
but I can still see a lot of social distancing practices. You know, as in you have the tracing where you go, you get to scan everywhere, hand sanitizer, and people are still
Exactly.
queuing within 1 meter. I think things
Yes.
are still
and scanning
very
the
healthy.
QR code as well using the My Sejahtera app. Right?
Yep, for sure. And then people will get annoyed occasionally because when you have a group of 4 to 5 people, so they will split you into 2 tables. Yeah, you
Yes,
can still
yes,
see
yes, yes.
occasional annoyance. But so far, I think people are still very vigilant and is working through the regulations, right? Trying to
Yes, exactly.
be as healthy and stay safe by themselves. Yeah, that's KL. But I think in terms of working life, people are already going back to office, and then initially they're taking turns, different teams, different time, alternate weeks, and separate hours and stuff like that. These are still being practiced right now, and jam, traffic jam is starting all over the place right now. So I don't feel like going out anywhere anytime. Yeah. So that's
Alright.
KL. Yeah. So how's JB? How's JB?
In JB, I think it's almost similar with what happened to KL. We are doing like the social distancing, all the things happen in every places that you go, even restaurant, also mall, and I think that yeah, we should they still doing the procedure what the government us recommend to every states in Malaysia. I think there's similar happens in
Right.
Johor as well. I almost mentioned in Indonesia.
Okay, that's where we're getting at today. So is there any difference? being an Indonesian or Malaysian in where you are in JB specifically, right? How are things different for you being an expatriate in Malaysia? How is that being different?
I must say that's almost similar, but there's some part that is quite different between Indonesia and Malaysia.
Right,
It's
of
just
course.
like sometimes how we ride, how do people ride their motorbike, their
Right,
car, and then if you go to Jakarta or maybe Surabaya, is a those are the big cities. You will always hear the horn, and brings
right.
a lot of stressfulness,
Yeah,
something like
so
that.
that's like the different
Yeah,
working environment as an expatriate,
yeah.
which I think you have the privilege of looking at it from a different point of view. Being a local, to me,
Mm-hmm.
these are just the part of life, right? So yes, that's right. So today, what we will be talking about is the powerful tips to secure an
Mm-hmm.
overseas employment, and that is from our mighty Mike, who will be
My,
sharing
Mikey,
sharing his point of view. Right.
okay,
Okay.
so I'm
Yes.
ready.
Yeah, you're ready for that. Good. Let's go.
Yes.
Right. So okay. Right where we start. So how long have you been working in Malaysia? And how does
I,
it feel like all these years?
sorry, come again.
How many years have you been working in Malaysia? And
Mm-hmm.
how does it feel like all these years?
Okay, I've been working in Malaysia, especially with UBA, for 1 year and 3 months, I guess. Yeah. So I
Hmm.
start my career with UBA last year, April. Yeah. So it's approximately one year and 3 months. And then
Right.
so far, I feel like quite peaceful here in JB, especially because I don't face the traffic jam that worse like in Jakarta previously, because I was working in Jakarta before I worked with UBA, and then I don't have to face those traffic jam and then hear a lot of horns everywhere.
Right.
As you know that
So that's
Jakarta is like the jam is very very bad.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
terrible. Yeah. So
yeah.
that's from the transportation point of view. So
Mm-hmm.
if you were to come back to working environments, right? Working as an expatriate in Malaysia for 15 months so far,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
how do you feel about that? As in working, is it friendly, the environment, and the
Okay,
convenience, and how are you? How's the workplace like? Basically?
okay.
What's your expectation and has it reached that expectation? Yeah.
Okay, so before that, I was working previously, I was working with one of the biggest e-commerce in Asia. So it's located in Jakarta, and then like those e-commerce company always have a very nice building, tower, something like that, and office and everything like very very technology, like up to date and very fast growing. And then the phase also is very very fast because of they are applying that um, type of work from the overseas as well, like for example like from Singapore, because the company
Right.
actually came from Singapore as well.
Right.
Yeah,
So when it comes
so
to Malaysia,
in
is
Malaysia
that
it's much more like more relaxed,
uh,
and it's like the movement is not that fast in Singapore, but yet it's still sure, but it just like it's not that fast like
yeah, so it's
before when
more
I was
natural
working.
for you, more natural
Non-natural,
for
yeah, 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 yeah.
right?
So
Because
it feels
our
like totally
culture,
peaceful here.
right? So our culture, lifestyle is very
Yeah.
near back in Indonesia,
Yes, yes,
and
yes,
that's
yes,
why
yes.
we're
And
very comfortable with working
yeah,
in
to
Malaysia.
be honest, and then also some of the like, because I have Chinese college, I have Malay college, they are all able to speak Bahasa, which is Malaysian bahasa, and then it's I think almost similar with bahasa Indonesia as well. So
Yeah,
I used to
exactly.
talk. Actually, I need to develop my Chinese. Since I look like Chinese, every people who come up to our office, they will speak Chinese directly to me. So actually, I
Yeah.
need to learn that. But in fact, that I talk bahasa or Malayu much more than Chinese.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's pretty common for Indonesian. Yeah, so I should consider opening a Chinese class so I can
Yes,
teach.
please,
Yeah,
please.
right, right. So
Mm.
when this whole pandemic and the MCO movement starts in Malaysia in March, right? What was your first thought? To remain in Malaysia or to return to Indonesia? And what makes you or what helped you to make that decision? I mean, now that you're in Malaysia, I know that you have not been back to
Yes,
Indonesia.
yes,
So
yes, yes.
yeah, but what's at your first thought? Do you want to go back or stay here? And what kind of decide the
So actually, because last year on November, I just went back from Indonesia, and then I think that this Corona suddenly appeared on last January this year, and also February. Then I thought that okay, it's still safe here, and even in Indonesia, uh, there's no cases reported at that moment, and then also in Malaysia, it's not that bad. Maybe I'll have like two or three, but it's not that um, how we faced before. Like right now, it's total case in Malaysia is 8,000, right? So,
Mm,
but I still have no plan to come back to Indonesia because anyhow, I just back there like 4 months ago during that
right,
time when before we are totally locked down
right.
in March. Yeah, and then after that, the MCO is announced. I think said 15 or 16 March, which is like 2 days before the lockdown.
Mhm.
So I totally didn't prepare myself. I don't have any idea do I should buy a ticket to go back to Indonesia.
Right.
But anyhow, I think it's still too last minute for me if I need to go to Indonesia.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
very. I think it was a little hush hush for a few days, and then when it
yes,
comes
yes,
out on the 18th of March, it becomes
yeah, yeah,
sort of like a surprise to everybody. So not many people will prepare
yeah.
for
And
it.
then another thing that I should consider because when I was right now I'm staying in a condo, right? I need to pay the rent and everything because I went back if that moment I went back to Indonesia, I still need to pay the rent. I feel like so
Right.
burdened because I didn't stay there anyway. I should pay the rent something like that. So anyhow
So
I need to
basically, because you were back in November, you don't feel the urge. And then when the news was
yes
announced in
exactly
March, you it
exactly
was it was too sudden that you can react to anything, right? And obviously, family
exactly.
was worried, but at the same time, knowing that you are
Mm-mm-mm.
safe in your own compound, in your condo, they
Yes.
are more relaxed over the
Mm-hmm.
whole situation, right?
But to be honest, like for I think 1 month period during that lockdown or MCO that time, I was thinking like, oh my god, why I didn't go back to Indonesia? Because
Oh,
I have to cook by myself. This is
right.
like so. How
It
can I
will
say?
feel better to have family around you, right? During
Yes,
that.
because I can just like wake up. Okay, wake up to then work from home. Like but having my meal that already prepared by my family. I don't have to deal with opening the YouTube, find the
Right.
recipes through
And
the Google.
so, speaking of that, you're alone throughout the MCO and you have to cook your own meal,
Yes,
you have to
yes,
wash
yes, exactly.
clothes, you cannot go
Mm.
anywhere. So basically, that's your life during CMS.
Yes, and then
Pandemic.
I will just go out to went out to the groceries. I think like once in a week because I don't want to also uh, become like those people like kiasu one
Yeah, and
getting
you
a
are the
lot of
only
things.
store Ruma of your household, so you have to go out,
Yes,
right?
Yes, yes. That's why.
Right. So
Luckily, that Malaysia didn't stop Grab to,
yeah,
yeah, to
like
keep on going.
yeah. So were you working during MCO? I mean, working from home, obviously, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
were you working?
Yes, I'm working also. So we are working from home at the moment. UBA is still operating, and
Yeah.
then yeah, we still applying that working hours the same like before the MCO as well.
Yeah, okay. So I think for UBA, working online or communicating online is not something
Mm-hmm.
new to any of us. I mean, even for both of us, because we have been
Yes.
always doing this and whatnot, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
right. So as an expatriate that is sort of trapped working in Malaysia, right? Did you get any help from your embassy during that time? Like, did they try to contact you and then check out on your status, on your condition at that time?
At that moment, I just will. I think that I saw some announcement that saying that if we really want to get those bantuan or help from our embassy, we need to register. And um, at that moment, I haven't registered myself as an Indonesian who working in Malaysia. So I just apply, and to be honest, I just received the confirmation letter, like email confirmation email, few weeks ago, which is it's already past the lockdown. So yeah, so at the end, I didn't receive anything from my government or my embassy in
Right.
Indonesia.
But did they have any issues of you working in Malaysia during this time? And in terms of visa, because we talk about expatriates working in Malaysia, right? So I think visa is one of the big
Mm-hmm.
problem during this lockdown because people can't move in and out. But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
imagine if your visa is coming to an expiring date, right? So,
Yes.
government help or support on that will be very crucial, right?
Yeah, actually, my visa is almost
Expiring soon.
expired yeah, it will expire soon this month,
Mhm.
actually last the end of the month. So but I have discussed with my boss as well, and then
Right.
also my company how to reapply again for the extension for this visa, because my visa is actually 1 year and renewable, so every year you
Right.
need to keep on renew the visa. Yeah.
Right. I,
So
I
I
guess.
think that the government from the Malaysia, they have like they have compensate because of the 3 months lockdown, and then they still giving us a compensation to still won't get anyhow. If you're already expired and then you just start to renew your visa again, they won't charge you anything. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Speaking of that, is that one of the reasons why you choose Malaysia at the very beginning? Like because of the visa status and whatnot. Is that one of the reason? I mean, is that one of your pro tip in
Oh.
working in Malaysia? Why you choose Malaysia?
Actually, I used to have like three options in my mind that time. Either working in Singapore, continue in Indonesia, or Malaysia, because I think that is the nearest places that I could go, and then anyhow my family still can reach me out, and then it's not that far away, because yeah, anyhow we still have the direct flight from JB to Surabaya, because my family mostly they are staying in Surabaya right now. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I was thinking like, okay, I have this option, and that moment I only got interviewed by two companies, which is all from JB.
Right.
Yeah, and then the
Okay.
second one is UBA. So I passed the
Right.
interview with UBA, then that moment, April 2019, I started working. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Interesting to know that you have got three offer from JB, right? And that is
Mm.
it means that you are a piece of hot cake, right? People want you, right? So what makes employer wants you, honestly? Like, can maybe you share some of your tips that makes you really, hot in the market, really relevant to what the market needs. I think this is one of the very useful pro tips
Okay,
for
maybe I will
whoever
just
would want
keep.
to be an
I
actor.
think I will just keep it to the last session of this Q&A, maybe JC. So because I'm gonna tell a lot of things after that. Is
Oh,
that okay?
wow.
Yes, because
Oh, yeah,
I want
yeah,
to
yeah.
keep it as a secret formula for
Save
our
the best for
viewers.
last.
Yes, exactly. Like when you are eating KFC, right? You will keep the skin at the last.
Yeah, right. That's what I do as well. Sure, sure. I think that is very important that we need to keep in mind when we have to talk about it, right? Okay, so for now, I think we talk about what we have, what's the current issues in Malaysia, the current update, and
Yes.
students who are interested to work in Malaysia or coming back to Malaysia. This is our current situation, and Mike being our very own UBA expatriates working with us, and his condition
Yeah.
is very encouraging, right? In terms of transportation, still very convenient. The market's opening
Yes.
up,
Yes. Exactly.
So I think these are things that keeps in consideration for an expatriate or a potential expatriate who wants to consider working overseas. So
Yes.
your living lifestyle and whatnot. But obviously, uh, most important, have you ever considered returning to Indonesia now that it's already RMCO period? And
Uh,
yeah,
okay. Mm, I must say that I couldn't. I really, really want to go back. But just the situation in Indonesia right now is getting worse. Um, I guess that
sorry, you want or you don't want?
I really want. I really want to go back to Indonesia because I miss my home, my family. I miss the Indonesian food. Even though that somehow I found Indonesian food in JB, but it's still different taste.
Right,
Yeah, so I really want to go back, but hearing about the procedures to go back, right, it's very, very complicated. And then the situation in Indonesia about this COVID-19 as well is getting worse. So
right,
I'm still figuring out maybe next year I will try to see the situation. If everything's getting better, then I will
right.
come back.
Yeah. You go back to
Yeah.
Indonesia, remember to return because UBA needs you.
Yes, exactly. I will come back. I know that.
Yeah,
Oh, Miso, Livia, Dr. Sherry will definitely miss me a lot.
yeah, right. And also, I
Anyhow,
think it's
because I'm the only guy in this
yeah,
company.
exactly. We need male balancing in the team.
Yes,
Yeah.
to fix the lamp, something like sink bocor, right? The toilet, the tandas, If
Right,
anything happen kotor, I need to bersihkan.
right. Well, okay. Well, apart from that, I think
Yeah.
UBA has a lot of offers that we can ride on, right? Yeah. So from an executive program point of view, right, I think we have a lot more to share to you, right? As in,
Yes.
executive program is an elevation or an upgrade, right, for
Yeah.
anyone that we know. I
Exactly.
mean, in the market, there's a lot of sharing, sorry, it's not a lot of qualification holder, mainly, or I would rather say 95% are degree holder, right? Those that within our same age range, right? So the only differentiation is a master program or a doctorate program, right? And for us to be able to get into executive program, you need to not just have a commitment of time, but also financial standing, right? So that's why our executive program has a lot of flexibility in terms of engaging working executives to offer them flexibility in terms of classes and materials. professor's assistants, and all those that is required to be in an executive program. I think that is one of the key things that the UBA is offering. I think something that you
Correct.
can also take on with it, right?
Yes,
Because
yes, yes, exactly.
UBA's executive program, I think we have high quality with an engagement with professors and university from UK, from Australia. These are our partners. I think that's very important to consider, right? And
Mm.
also to be able to work overseas. I mean, not even overseas, just locally to start with, right? You need to
Mhm.
have a very solid foundation and background, right? And
Exactly, yeah,
master's
totally agree.
doctorate program, those
Mhm.
are a niche differentiation or an
Mhm.
advantage
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
each of the students is with or not with them, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's executive program point of view. Uh, a tip, a small tip from me, right? To work in overseas, these are
Yes.
some of the things that we need to consider, right?
Yes,
Having a
exactly. Yeah.
master's and
Having a
PhD,
master's or higher
correct,
qualification, something like that.
correct. Yeah.
Especially awarded by international um, university or having the
Yeah,
international qualification or recognized by internationally, something like that.
right. Yeah. I think that's almost at the end of our interview,
Mm-hmm.
but I would like to be very interested to know how your degree and your background actually stir a lot of market interest, you know, having you in. I mean, I don't get simultaneously three job offer at a time, but you got it. I'm sure you have a very interesting profile, Mike.
All right, so I think that I will just share this to our viewers that this is actually the tips to get to secure a job overseas. Yeah, and then how you could get a job in overseas. But very first thing that you might need to remember that occupy yourself with English skills is a must, okay? Which is actually right now also UBA offering the English course. Yeah. So and then the second, choose the country that and then do the research. Let's say right now I'm choosing Singapore. Back then I'm choosing Singapore and also Malaysia. Okay, and then I do a lot of research about the position that I want to apply is, let's say, social media marketing, digital marketing. Then you might need to know, is it in this country that position totally developed or totally needed, something like that. So
Hmm.
because the demand will be higher, so that's why you have a lot of opportunity with that. Okay, and then the third one is build a strong resume or CV. That is include the qualification that you have. I have bachelor degree in law, okay, but I have also experience my working experience with this biggest e-commerce in Asia, and then I also have that uh, bunch of experiences in social media as well. So I think that this is what brings more value for
Yeah,
me at that moment. Yeah, when I apply the
yeah.
job. So anyhow, guys, if you want to write down your resume or your CV, you just put in details your working experiences, your abilities that you have. Let's say you can do like photo shoot, something like that, because you have that passion for being a photographer out of your degree or your qualification, something like that, because that could bring more value again. So the company will see, okay, maybe we can rely on this person. You know what I mean, JC?
Yeah, I
Yes,
totally
yes,
understand. Yeah,
yes, yes,
because I agree to a few key points that you have mentioned, right?
yes.
English is absolutely important. It's an international language, whether or not we disagree or agree to that, right? But
Yes, anyhow,
English is a
because
common
uh,
medium, correct?
exactly,
That's number
exactly.
one, right?
Yes.
And second, having a degree, um, it's a must. That's fundamental, right? That's a beginning or a start
Yeah,
of your
yeah.
journey, the education even for your career, right? But
Yes,
then
exactly.
the next thing is to build a resume. Build a
Yes,
resume. There are two ways of doing this. One, academically, you have your
yes.
masters and your PhD.
Mm-hmm,
That is an endorsement academically that you are very competent, you are ready for the market, right? And then the second thing is your working experience. Having to work in different industry, whether or not relevant or not relevant to your degree, that is secondary. But really,
Yes,
is the recognition at work. People,
exactly.
your bosses or your superior or your peer is giving you good reviews that and you have
Yes,
very good reference. That
yes.
is very important in building the resume. Yeah.
That's
So
why I
I
say
totally
that every
agree.
time you, that's why if you want to